Well, hello, this is Yvonne Teoh Bource from Connect to Soul with your weekly soul wisdom for the week of the 1st of October. And hey, 2018, of course, I haven't lost the year. So, I hope you've had a great week, and I hope you're having a great week. Well, no, let's take that word hope out of it, because my topic today is about choosing the life you want to live every day. I hear so often people say to me, but I've got no choice. But we always have a choice. We have a choice of what we do, we have a choice of what we think, we have a choice of what we say. We always have a choice of how we look at things. It's amazing how many choices we have that we never really implement. So, what kind of a day do you have on a regular basis? Is it the kind of day that you would like? Or at the end of the day, do you go home and say, oh, that was such a shit day? And pardon my, using that language. But I hear it so often. I had a bad day. How often do I have students who come to me and say, and I say, well, how are you? And they go, oh, look, I had a couple of really good days, and then I had some really, really, really awful days. And I go, why? Because it sounds as if you had no say in it. And if that's how you feel, that you have no say in it, then you're completely disempowered. And you're a victim to the outside world. So I really want to get this through to people, that we do have the choice. So how do we go about living every day a life of our choice and a life that we love? Well, it's really simple. It's not as difficult as you think. And yes, I can hear it. I can hear people saying, yeah, that's all right for you. But, I'm dealing with this and that and illness and family and work. That's awful. And money troubles and all of those things that, we come up against as challenges in this lifetime. And yes, I've been there. I've lived them all. But at the same time, I remember when those situations would totally absorb me and take away my ability to feel as if I was in charge of my life. This feeling of life is just running amok and you're just being dragged along. And it felt awful. It felt like I was a victim. I don't do victim very well. So I always looked for a way where I could find the light, where I could find feeling better. That has always been, I think, my saving grace. Always looking for the light, always looking for solutions, always looking for, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. I've got to feel better. There's got to be something else I can do that is going to make me feel better. And so, for me, what I've learned over the years is that it's up to me what kind of a day I have. And that starts from the first moment I wake up. My first thought, I keep saying, what is your first thought in the morning? Is it, oh God, another day of work, I've got to get the kids to school, I've got this to do and that to do, and I've got to rush and da. Is that how you wake up? Well, you've just set your intent. Because remember, what you focus on, you get more of. You are a magnet. You send it out, it comes back to you. I don't know how many times I have to repeat that for people to get it. I listen. It was book club last night and we had a wonderful, wonderful evening. There is just nothing like having a group of people together who are on this journey of conscious awareness, of awakening, of sharing, of supporting each other on this journey. The vortex of energy that is created is just magnificent. We float away. Well, no, because we are grounded, so we don't float away, but we just feel so uplifted. And we support each other, and it's such a wonderful place of non-judgment and total support and acceptance and rejoicing in people's journeys. It is such a privilege to be doing these programs. So I was telling them that I often go and sit and have a coffee in a cafe, and I have incredibly acute hearing, and I have, like Dumbo, I have very big ears, and I listen to conversations around me because it teaches me, it shows me how people are still living their lives and what they are focusing on and what they think is important to them. And it astonishes me, the stuff that I hear, and I think, wow, I know exactly what kind of a life you're having because you're speaking it into place. We are so addicted to drama. So addicted to drama. That's why the news is continues to bring us all these stories of trauma and disaster from around the world, because we love the drama. If we didn't, they wouldn't be presenting it. I don't watch it. I'm not interested. I'm not really interested in the dramas of the world at all, because what I focus on I get more of, so I don't need those dramas. If people are having drama, then I send them compassion and love, and I get on with knowing how I choose to live my life. And it's not that I don't care. I just don't want to bring it into my experience. If it's their experience, then it's their lesson, and I bless them for it, and I'm just grateful that it isn't mine. And sometimes I've had lessons, and I have not had an easy life, like most of us. So I don't need to go looking for more not easy life. I don't have to go looking for drama. I don't have to look for pain. I don't have to look for anguish, for violence, for all the things that keep being thrown at us that people get engaged in. If we're ever going to create a better world, and that is my total focus, in creating a better world for all, then we have to start with being kind to one another. We have to first understand that we're all the same. We're all one. There is not one person on this planet who doesn't have the same needs and wants as you do and as I do. They're very simple. We need to feel loved, we need to feel recognized and acknowledged, we need to be listened to, we need food and drink, and we need to be housed, we need to be warm. All of those things. There isn't anybody on this planet who doesn't want those things. So why do we think we're different? Because somebody told you, and you listen. Well, I would love you to listen to me and understand that that's rubbish. We're all the same. And so when we learn to be kind to one another, we learn to be kind to ourselves and be kind to each other, then we are going to move into a better world for all. And that starts with yourself. It starts with how you choose to live your life every day. So when you wake up in the morning, make the choice before you put your feet on the floor. I choose to have a great day. I choose to be kind to myself. I choose to be kind to everyone that I come in contact with today. I choose to live this day in joy and appreciation and gratitude. It's not so difficult. Set the intent. Send out the message. Become the magnet for that. If you do that before you put your feet on the floor, I can promise you your day is already set. Whatever you think before you put those feet on the floor, your day is set. Take some time first thing in the morning to make a decision. So what kind of a world do you want to live in? And I'd really like to spend a bit of time in addressing the situations that people find themselves in, toxic relationships. Why are you there? If it doesn't serve you, I know it's not easy, but why are you doing it to yourself? Move. It's interesting because when I went to look for a card today, I picked a different deck. I actually picked the Ascended Masters by Doreen Virtue that she's since disowned, but I like them. And I'll bring it up now, which is a bit earlier than usual, because the card that I got was Go Now. And I thought, wow, what is it saying? And I'll read to you because it's in a little book where it says, it's time for you to go, either away from toxic situations or towards something desirable. This card signals that it's the right time to make your move. The conditions are ripe and perfect, and the universe is poised to support your move. That's really important. It's always poised to support your move, whether it is moving forward to great things or moving to less than great things. Whatever it is that you are focused on, whatever your thought processes are, whatever your emotional levels are, that is what you are magnetic to. So rather than worrying about what's going on out there, take stock of what's going on in here before you leave home, before you leave your bathroom. Take stock and go, what am I paying attention to? What am I allowing my mind to be focused on? Is it something that I'd like to experience today or not? And if it isn't, stop, replace it with what you would like to experience this day and every day. People are always asking me, or telling me, have a good day. And I'm going, yes, absolutely. Why would you not? Why would you not? I can be in the middle of all sorts of drama, and I can have compassion for the drama if it's to do with loved ones. Of course, I feel it like everybody else. But at the same time, I can still feel incredibly content within myself and incredibly at peace within myself, because I know that there is a higher vibration that I can reach that is going to give me everything that I need, even if I'm not feeling well. I can reach for that, and I can go, I will just sit here and nurture me because I need it. And you might notice that actually this is being posted a little bit late, and I will explain to you why. On the day that I usually do the YouTube, I woke up and I felt heavy. You know, you sometimes do. You wake up and my energy, I just felt heavy. And no matter what I was attempting to do, there was absolutely nothing. There was no energy coming my way to be inspiring for anyone, let alone myself. So what did I do? I was kind to myself. I said, so you don't do it. The world is going to keep moving if you don't do your YouTube today. If you do it on a day where you do feel inspired and you do get the, what I call the red phone to the universe where automatically the guidance comes through. And I nurtured myself. I looked after myself. I was kind to myself. And the consequences of that was that the next day I woke up, yesterday, which was a full day of work, and I was on top of the world because I gave myself that day. And so we need to be much more aware of our own personal needs. We have got into this really bad habit of flogging ourselves when our body is saying no, when our mind is saying no. We have to learn that we have to take care of ourselves first before we can be of any use for anyone else. So yes, it's a little late, but the message is there, and so it doesn't really matter when it arrives. Time is an illusion after all. So when this says go now, yes, go now and decide that you are choosing to have a great day every day. You are choosing to live your life as if it was the last day. You are choosing to live the life that you want to live. And let's face it, we all want to live the same life. We all want to feel secure. We all want to feel loved. We all want to feel joy. Then feel it. Look for the things that bring you joy. Bring joy to you. Don't go looking for it out there. Because the more joy that you bring to you, the more magnetic you become to joy out there. That's how it works. Let's just have a look and see what else they say. Now this is a tough message, but I have said it before. Quit your job. It says that. If you are working in a situation that is not fulfilling you, that is not expanding you, start looking for somewhere else to work, for some other work to do. Please don't be one of those people that says, oh, when I retire, then I'm going to do all the things I love to do. Because how often, when you get to that time, you A, don't have the money, B, you don't have the health, C, you don't have the opportunities. We need to live our life today, because the only time we have is now. I was listening to a little video this morning, and the question, there was somebody who said they asked the Dalai Lama what was the happiest moment of his life. And you can imagine, he's such a beautiful soul. He sat and listened for a while and then had that beautiful smile on his face, and he said very quietly, right now. Because it's the only moment you have. It's no good looking back at, oh, that was the happiest, or looking forward and hoping that you're going to get to the happiest. Make this the moment, this home, this absolutely perfect moment you have, the happiest moment. How? Because you're alive. When you go like that, you've got air to breathe. And all of you that are listening to me and watching me, you have had some food to eat, I know. You are in a house with a roof on it, I know. Be grateful for this moment, embrace it fully, love it, and love you for being the creator of it. You know, the thing that we forget is that everything we see out there has been created by someone else, or you. It has been created. There is nothing that you think is reality that wasn't a thought of someone's somewhere and created it. I've got a new friend you might see on the windowsill, a beautiful Phalaenopsis orchid. And I have decided to take up a new hobby, although it's not a really new hobby, but to get a little bit more into the art of growing orchids. Because they're a beautiful species of flower. And so I found this beautiful place here in Mornington Peninsula, the Australian Orchid Nursery. And I had never been there before, so in I whizzed, and there were orchids everywhere. It was orchid heaven. Now, I have no idea why I'm telling you that. But the thing about it is that I decided to create something special and beautiful for me. And when I look at those blooms, I know that I'm receiving it. So when you are in a situation that is not serving you, that is not giving you joy, that gives me joy. You know, it's wonderful to go out and watch nature at its best. It's life. We're talking about the creation of. So when I was in that nursery, what I saw was all the different species. There are thousands of species of orchids. And I only know a couple, but I just looked and I went, isn't that amazing? Because every day somebody is looking at a species of orchids and creating a new species by cross-pollination or whatever they do. And we get the joy of having that to appreciate and admire. So everything we look at is created. Think about that. When you're out there and you're watching the world go by, you are looking at the creation of the collective consciousness. You are looking at what you've created. So when you can really come home to the understanding that you are the creator, then you're responsible for that. You're responsible for the fact that you are the creator of your reality. So make that your first priority. We put it aside. I'll do that, when. I had a beautiful student who wanted to make an appointment. And she kept asking me, was I working then? And, and there were times I wasn't working. And so I gave her dates she could come, and she kept changing it. But at the end of each change, she'd say, oh, I'm really, really hanging out to see you. And what I recognized is that if we don't make an effort and make it our first priority to learn to make the best of ourselves, to learn to be the best of ourselves, and to have the best of ourselves, if that doesn't become a priority, then you can't expect to have the best of yourself or the best of life. When you're still making the outside world, the outside stuff, more important than you, then you will be dragged along by the outside stuff. So I guess the message for me is today for you is choose. You have choices. Every moment of the day you have a choice. Am I going to do it this way or that way? Which way makes me feel good? Well, that's the way I'm going to go. And if it doesn't suit someone else, you go, well, I'm sorry, but that is how I've got to go. Because you've got to go now. So if you are in a job that isn't serving you, that isn't utilizing your natural creative gifts, then look for a way that you can go and do that and move. Leave a toxic relationship. Oh my lordy, how many people stay in a toxic relationship? There is only one reason we are in relationship with anyone. Whether it is with your siblings, with your family, with your spouse, with your friends, with your butcher, with your, doctor, with your anybody. Any relationship that you have with another human being is for one purpose only. And that is that for the relating of the relationship, it has to be enriching and enhancing for both parties. So when I do my work, I love it because it enriches me. Sitting here and talking with you, it is enriching me. I feel uplifted. I feel so connected to Source. I feel so buoyant and filled with energy. Because I know this is who I'm meant to be. This is me at my best. And I choose that. I choose that. And you can do that too. Toxic relationships mean that you are lessening yourself. You are compromising your life. For what? For fear. For fear that you can't make it out there by yourself. But you know what? When you're out there by yourself, you get wings. You get wings. But whilst you are in a toxic relationship of any sort, you have clipped wings and you can't fly. If you go to the butcher and he doesn't give you the right meat, you change butchers because that relationship isn't serving you. If the doctor isn't doing for you what you need, you go to somebody else because that relationship is not serving you. Then why do we stay in relationships, of emotional relationships, particularly with partners, that are not respecting and our life. But then remember to respect and honour the other person's life. You know, we are together in any relationship, and that's friendships, and that is, you know, marriages and partnerships and whatever you want to call it. We are together for as long as the journey is enriching to both parties. And when that no longer is, you can part. You can still, you don't, you know, it's not a crime. In fact, it's a necessity. You need to set each other free to find your wings. It doesn't mean you'd have to stop loving each other. You just need to say, you know what? I feel as if I am being compromised, as if I can't grow in this relationship anymore. I feel like I'm not offering you anything and you're not offering me anything that is making us more. So let us hug and say, I wish you well, and find your wings, because I indeed will find mine. It is such a sad thing that we have to look for the rights and the wrongs. You know, the greatest gift, I guess, that I've given myself over the years is to give up good or bad, right or wrong. Things are what they are. They're either supportive, enriching, love-filled, or they're not. They're the only choices that I these days make. So, what else does it say? Or move to a new location. If you find yourself living somewhere that is not supporting you and that is not making you feel healthy and it doesn't support your well-being, move. Don't wait. Move. You know, it's this waiting. Oh, yes, we've got to find the right place. You know, one of the things that I've learned is that you just leap into the void. You just go, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of here. And it always is a soft place to fall. I always remember in one of the Indiana Jones movies, I think it was, I can't remember which one, where he's standing on the edge of something and there's nowhere to go, and he needs to go, there's nothing but a ravine in front of him, and there's nowhere to go, and he hears in his head, trust. And he puts his foot out into space, and as he does, a ledge appears. And as he puts the next foot forward, the ledge appears, and as he keeps moving forward, he creates a bridge to safety. And you know, that is how life is. When you trust in your own creative process, if you trust that this universe has your back, this collective consciousness of this field of consciousness that creates all things, created you, it created me, and therefore it is there for you if you call upon it and trust it. But we forget, and then we only trust this material world, which is constantly failing us. So if you find yourself in a place that is not serving you, that you don't get up every morning and feel, wow, I wake up in this beautiful house of mine and it's my sanctuary. This is my sanctuary. It supports me and it hugs me and loves me, and everybody that walks in the door says, wow, how beautiful the energy is. So I'm not moving. But if you're somewhere where you don't feel like that, go find a place. Honor yourself. Go find a place. Move. It says start a new project without delay, if that's what you want to do. You know, if you've got a dream, an unfulfilled dream that keeps bugging you, then, you know, get started. Write it down. Begin. Have you taken a vacation lately? You know, I hear so often, oh, I so want to come to one of your retreats. But, you know, oh, I can't, you know, because I've got to do this and I've got to do that and I've got to do something else. And what you don't realize is that when you come to the retreat, it gives you so much energy and so much fuel and so much understanding of yourself that you'll be able to do all of those things with greater ease and greater abundance and greater joy. But no, we're too frightened. Fear is always ruling us. No more excuses. Just do it. Just do it. And when I talk about just do it, I'm talking about just do being happy. Happy is something that you do by feeling good about yourself. So if you're not feeling good for whatever reason, you're not having a great day. You're not living the life that you would like to live today. So I'd like you to take some time and really think about it. What would I have to change to live each day the way I really want to live? Write it down, because the moment you write it down, it's on its way. And then please leave me some information, some comments on the things that you've changed and the things that are coming your way. I would love that. So that's my message for today. Choose to live the life that you would like to live every day. And get your wings. So remember, all of my links are in the description box. Come and visit me on my website or Facebook page, and let's make this all together a better world for all. Namaste.